The therapeutic potential of NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, in combating obesity and age-related metabolic decline is increasingly supported by scientific evidence, particularly through its impact on autophagy and NAD+ homeostasis. However, moving from theoretical and preclinical promise to practical, sustained human application requires clear understanding of safety profiles, dosing strategies, and the mechanistic basis of long-term interventions. NMN-mediated enhancement of autophagy offers a particularly compelling pathway for addressing obesity, not through brute force calorie burning, but through cellular repair, improved mitochondrial efficiency, and metabolic optimization. But to fully realize its promise, we must navigate the terrain of efficacy, individual response, and safety with careful precision. First, it is essential to frame NMN not as a standalone weight loss agent, but as a metabolic regulator, one that works by restoring intracellular NAD+ levels, which in turn activate longevity-associated proteins like sirtuins and EMPK. These molecules help orchestrate autophagy, reduce oxidative stress, and promote fat oxidation over storage. In the context of obesity, especially when paired with age-related NAD+ depletion, autophagy becomes dysregulated, leading to dysfunctional adipocytes, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. NMN helps correct this imbalance by reactivating NAD+ dependent signaling networks, thereby restoring autophagic flux and improving cellular energy dynamics. Optimal dosing remains a work in progress, but existing human trials and animal studies offer a reasonable starting framework. In mice, doses of NMN ranging from 100 to 500 milligrams per kilogram per day have shown consistent improvements in metabolic markers, mitochondrial function, and fat composition. Translating to human equivalent doses using standard scaling formulas suggests a human dose range of roughly 250 to 750 milligrams per day for adults, with some studies exploring up to 1,000 milligrams per day without significant adverse effects. In human trials conducted to date, doses of 250 milligrams and 500 milligrams daily have been well tolerated for up to 12 weeks, showing increases in NAD+ levels, improvements in muscle insulin sensitivity, and reductions in markers of liver fat. Long-term safety is still being established, but early indications are encouraging. NMN is a naturally occurring molecule found in trace amounts in foods like edamame, broccoli, and avocado, and its downstream product NAD+ is ubiquitous in every cell of the human body. This biochemical familiarity likely underpins its good tolerability in short to medium-term trials. No serious adverse events have been reported, and minor side effects, if any, appear to be limited to gastrointestinal discomfort at higher doses or in fasted states. Importantly, the body has regulatory mechanisms in place to prevent NAD+ from overshooting, which may buffer against unintended consequences of oversupplementation. That said, further research is needed to assess chronic use beyond 1 year, particularly in older adults or those with underlying health conditions such as fatty liver, cardiovascular disease, or autoimmune disorders. In designing an NMN protocol for anti-obesity applications, synergy with lifestyle and timing appears to be critical. NMN works best in the context of circadian alignment and metabolic stressors such as fasting or exercise. Morning dosing aligns with natural NAD+ rhythms and may be preferable for supporting mitochondrial activity and autophagy during the active phase of the day. Combining NMN with time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting protocols may enhance its efficacy, as fasting itself upregulates autophagy and NAD+ biosynthesis. Similarly, coupling NMN supplementation with physical activity could potentiate its effects on fat metabolism and muscle mitochondrial density. As for formulation, oral NMN is the most common delivery route, and new evidence suggests that liposomal or sublingual forms may offer improved bioavailability over standard capsules. That said, oral bioavailability remains sufficient in most cases to raise blood NAD+ levels significantly, provided doses are consistent and sustained over time. Co-supplementation with compounds that enhance NAD+ recycling, such as resveratrol, pterostilbene, or TMG, trimethylglycine, may also offer added benefits, especially in older adults where methylation burden and sirtuin activation thresholds may be altered. Importantly, not all individuals may respond equally to NMN. Genetic variation, gut microbiome composition, baseline NAD+ status, and existing metabolic dysfunction all influence responsiveness. Therefore, a personalized approach, potentially guided by biomarkers such as NAD+ levels, inflammatory markers, or metabolic flexibility indices, may become increasingly relevant as this therapy matures. In clinical settings, measuring changes in fasting insulin, HOMO-IR, insulin resistance, or circulating acylcarnitines could provide useful feedback on NMN's metabolic impact over time. The most promising aspect of NMN in obesity therapy is not merely its ability to modestly influence body weight, but rather its capacity to shift the metabolic trajectory of aging individuals. By supporting autophagic renewal and mitochondrial rejuvenation, NMN may help convert metabolically dysfunctional white adipose tissue into more active and responsive tissue, particularly in visceral depots that pose the greatest cardiometabolic risk. The shift in energy partitioning from storage toward expenditure and repair may not show up quickly on a scale, but it can dramatically alter the trajectory of health span and disease risk. In conclusion, NMN-based autophagic therapy represents a novel, well-tolerated, and mechanistically grounded strategy for addressing age-related obesity. While not a substitute for lifestyle changes, it serves as a powerful amplifier of the body's intrinsic repair and energy optimization systems. Optimal dosing likely falls between 250 to 500 mg/day for most adults, ideally in the morning, and paired with metabolic stimuli like fasting or exercise. Long-term safety appears favorable, though ongoing research is essential to confirm sustained efficacy and identify the most responsive subgroups. With further refinement, NMN may become a foundational component of future obesity and aging interventions, one that works not by forcing weight loss, but by restoring the biological intelligence of our cells.